Alright guys, back in service. It is Monday the 19th? Question mark? Yep, Monday the 19th. And I am picking up in Euclid, Ohio. Going to Chattanooga, Tennessee. 606 miles? 616 miles. 3 pieces, 530 pounds. Due by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, Eastern. Be roughly 10-hour drive, so shouldn't be a problem as long as we get out of here on time. Not sitting here forever. Did just have to wait about 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes for dispatch to get us a pickup number. And I'm told to sit in the van until somebody comes out here. Do not get out of the vehicle, he says. He said that was rule 1. Rule number 2 is listen to rule number 1. Until they come out here and get me and ask me to get out and do anything, I gotta sit right here. So now you gotta depend on the communication from up front to back here being clear and nobody forgetting what to do. So let's see how well they do this. Set that one down and back out a little bit so we have it on the end of your foot.
Oh, okay.
Make it a lot easier.
Okay.
There you go.
Is that good?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Side dick and pressure into.
That's perfect.
That's good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright.
We're good? Paperwork?
Yeah. You are actually supposed to keep this copy. I gotta have the other one.
Okay.
So can you sign that one?
Yeah.
Because it says carrier copy. I need the traffic copy. Yeah. Yeah, that was my fault. Okay. Alright.
Alright, good to go. Alright, man, you have a good evening.
Have a nice day. Let me back up here.
Alright guys, it's 2:50 a.m. I was able to get this offloaded, which is great news. Let's give you this here. 18.1. Alright, so I'm gonna find me a truck stop and then I will holler at you guys in a bit. Alright guys, I am at Cochran's truck stop, about 10 miles from where I dropped off, just inside of Georgia. So I'm gonna get up in here and crash out, get this little bit of a mess, get a little bit of this mess straightened up, get ready for bed. So I'll holler at you guys later. Alright guys, so it's Wednesday the 21st. I am currently near Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't get anything out of once I delivered in Chattanooga. I went a little bit south, just inside of Georgia, to Ringgold. There's a little truck stop there that I went to. Sat there all day Tuesday, didn't get anything. Talked with dispatch in the evening. This is the area I like to go to regardless. But I asked them about it. Asked them how yesterday was. Was it just slow? You know, what the deal was. And they said, is it the biggest problem with me is I was first out, but I was too far from everything that they was wanting picked up. So as I've talked about in the past, positioning yourself as close as possible to a certain spot is what you want to do. So I normally do that. But I didn't deliver until a little after 3 a.m. Eastern, and in order to get right on top of where I wanted to be, either one of them was a 2-hour drive. That would have, put me till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning getting to sleep, and I didn't want to do that. Because there would have been a good chance of getting woke up right away. So what was the point? Now I could have gotten up in the earlier in the morning after I got some sleep and then moved. But to be honest, I really don't like Atlanta to sit there. There's freight there every so often. We're hit and miss there, but I just don't like sitting down there. I like being up this way, so I didn't want to take myself, even though Atlanta was the closest option, I didn't want to put myself too close down there and then turn back and then come back up to Nashville to sit for the following day. I just didn't want to backtrack and put a bunch of miles on. Now, the biggest problem I didn't move that night, it was trying to call dispatch when I got unloaded, but I couldn't get through to nobody. I got a hold of them the first time, and then the call hung up mid-call. Then every time I tried to call back, it was hanging up mid-call, like they was having some kind of phone issues. I just didn't worry about it. Just went ahead, went down there to Ringgold, parked there, hung out for the day. Was hoping to just get lucky without having to move too far. It didn't happen, so moved up here. Got a load that's supposed to pick up this afternoon. So as long as that goes through, I got a load picking up later today, about 20 miles from where I'm sitting right now, and it's going up to Connecticut, 900 and some odd miles. But as I mentioned, where I was sitting, I'm gonna put some pictures of where I was sitting in the distance I was from the two freight spots, just to show you. You would think 100 miles, that's not a big deal, but it is. As I said, there's just certain customers, and I know that about the customers there in Atlanta that we have, that it's usually an ASAP pickup. It's usually they want you there within an hour, and I couldn't have gotten there within an hour. And then to get to Nashville was over 2 hours. So it was just a bad positioning. Ideally, you just look at it and you're like, oh man, I'm right here, right in the middle. But again, just an example of how not being right on top of stuff can affect you, whether you get a load or whether you don't. Alright, so a lot of people will ask, what carrier do they call to get signed on with a fleet owner? Or who to sign on as an owner-operator. Now, here's my dilemma with answering that question is, I don't know you personally. I don't know whether you are worth a shit. I don't know if you can drive well. I don't know if you're just a flat-out idiot just looking for an easy job. And so I don't like funneling people to a certain area, or to a certain carrier, and then just a bunch of idiots are calling. Because, and the chances are, most of them are going to be idiots anyhow. And then as I said, the success rate out here is just very small. That's one of the problems I have with it. But at the same time, people ask my opinion, and I try to be honest and give them my opinion. So the question as to if you're looking for a fleet owner, to drive for, what are the best carriers to call? As far as the quickness of getting you in a job, getting you in a van, and just getting you to work, Bolt and Panther. Those two will put you in a van quicker than shit. It's hit or miss how well you can do with them. None of these places that I mentioned are going to be a guarantee that you're going to make money, because again, I don't know what you are as a driver. How much money you make out here is dependent on you. I've said previously that I feel like I could go just about any carrier and make a living. Not as good a living as I could at, different carriers, but I could definitely make a profit, turn a profit at each place that I went. So with that being said, just because I tell you a place doesn't mean you're guaranteed to make money or be successful, because that comes down to you. And also, you guys should Google expedite carriers. Okay, Google the carriers, do the research on them. I say that because these are some of the things that I feel like it's a little too much hand being held kind of thing. Because to truly understand what you're looking for, you need to understand what you're looking at. Just because I say it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I might like something different than what you like. So the ideal way that you should go through this process, Google expedite carriers, research each one, look at the reviews, get on the Facebook groups, find drivers that drive for those carriers, talk to the drivers, try to get some information on, what they do like, what they don't like about the carrier. Try to understand what's going to best fit you. Just because I'm on YouTube and I got a YouTube channel talking about expediting doesn't mean I'm going to be able to lead you individually to the right spot. I just feel like that needs said, because, again, I'm trying to help you, but you got to help yourself as well. Alright, so back to the topic. The two that will immediately get you, as I said, Panther and Bolt. Okay? Respectable carriers that won't oversaturate their fleet. They won't bring on more drivers than they need. Good pay, good solid miles. All the things that you would really want in a carrier. Those are going to be... Obviously, I'm a Barrett, so I feel Barrett. But Barrett doesn't do fleet owners. They have very few fleet owners, so there's not a lot of fleet vans to be had. But you can always call Barrett and ask if they have a fleet owner in search of a driver. Load 1, XPO, Roadrunner, C&M Transport, RJR Transport. Now what you do is you call them, ask if they have a fleet owner looking for a driver. You can also go through some of them. You can go through the process to see if you can even be approved to drive for these carriers, and at least get that process done, and then wait for a search for an opening with the fleet owner. Again, you guys got to put in some of this work. You guys got to do some of the stuff, man. You've got to understand why you're doing what you're doing, not just go through the steps, and then when you get to the last step, which is being in the van, and you can't make money and you don't understand why, it's because you didn't pay attention. Alright, so with all that being said, happy hunting, good luck. Any questions, feel free to ask. But please, be willing to do the research as well. The information I give you, go check up on it. Don't just go make the phone call or make the move to do what I just mentioned. Look into what I'm mentioning, look into why, try to verify what I'm saying, and that's going to better your chances to be successful. Like I said, I can't hold your hand and guide you from step to step and then you end up being successful. It's not that easy sometimes. Most of the times it's not. So just please look into what I'm telling you and just verify the information I'm giving you. And please, any of you, if you guys find anything that I misspoke on or gave misinformation, or maybe something's changed from the information that I gave you, please come back, comment, let me know. I mean, I'm out here learning just like you guys are. I'm always learning. I'm always willing to learn. I don't know everything. I'm always looking for a way to better what I do. So please come back and let me know. I'm not the end all be all of expediting, man. I'm just someone out here that's doing okay and trying to give information to help the next person do okay. Because as I said, the better informed and the better educated you are, the better you should be at doing this job, which means that's one less idiot that we have out here doing this. So with that, I'm out.